I looked at the number of showings from March 1st through where we are today for 2020 compared to 2019. Now, is anybody in any way confused about what they see right there? Does that make sense? Let me tell you a quick story. Zouglis and I think on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, the 11th and 12th, Mike and I were going to get together and do a video spoof about two guys meeting in a parking lot to do a drug deal, except instead of drugs, it was toilet paper. Like we had it planned out. We were going to do it just as a joke, you know, and put it on social media. Well, around that time is when that social media, the joking kind of stopped because now people were dying. Everybody remember that? Remember that moment? I mean, it was like a day when all of it switched. And as you can see from that black trend line right there, what happened to showings? Yeah.
Cliff.
Yeah, Phil, anybody can chime in, feel free.
Right off of Cliff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, folks, this is actual, factual data for Fox, Festus, Windsor, Dunklin, and Jefferson. This is basically, and I could have included Hillsborough, but I needed to make sure I got a large enough sampling to where the data was relevant, and that's what I got here. So I basically started in Arnold, and I went right down the 55 corridor. Now, so we know where we are, right? So we're kind of over right here. But the question is where are we going? So this is where we are right here. Does everybody see this right here? Does everybody see what's happening?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is real data, people. Actual data. Now, this data right here, I projected basically using an acceleration method based upon what I saw right here. I want you to just stare at that screen for a minute, and I'm gonna share a small story. Humor me.
Bob, real quick though, like you are right here. The ones that are 510 to 516, these are the ones that are already booked to show, or is this what you're forecasting?
Forecasting.
Okay.
Yeah, post COVID-19 forecast.
Okay.
And this is going to be on our page, so you guys can look at it. So, who's been to a horse race? Oh, good. Quite a few people. So, you know, it's funny. I love, I'm a NASCAR guy. I have been for many years. You can probably see I've even got NASCAR stuff on my wall. I've driven NASCARs. NASCARs are very expensive. But here's what's really crazy. A good racehorse will cost more than a race car. And a racehorse has one single objective. When that chute opens, to run like hell, right? It spends hours training, strict nutrition. And when it gets put in that chute and it has blinders on all around it so that it doesn't get distracted from anything else, and that chute opens, it knows that its job is to run that oval as fast as possible. And let me tell you something, if you haven't seen a horse race, unlike a NASCAR race, a horse race is very fast. It's like a flash in a pan. A horse can train for years and years and years, and its jockey or jockeys And literally, it can come down to a less than a 1-minute race to determine the greatest race of all time. 1 minute. Now, I tell that story to say this. And I don't have data for this. And some of you that have been selling as long as me or longer than me, you're going to know exactly what I'm saying here. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And I'm here to tell you, like, I'm going to be overly dramatic here. I'm cracking open my chest and I'm pulling my pumping heart out and showing it to you because I want you to know how passionate I am about what I'm about to say. When this thing opens up, it's going to be fast. I'm going to say 30 days. You're going to need to be ready to respond and show and list and photograph and work whatever you can to basically do in 30 days what you would normally do in 90. Mm-hmm. But here's the deal. It's only going to matter if when you get put in the chute, the chute opens for you.
Right.
That happens now. That's what's been going on the last 2 weeks. You see it right here? This is our training. This is a time where the real estate industry is going to have a changing of the guard. And it's not only going to be realtors, there's a new player in this mix of changing of the guard, and it's called iBuyers and Zillow. Because they're in the chute too. So I can't exactly predict when this day is coming, but what I can tell you is that in this 3 weeks, from March 29th until literally to this minute, till right now, on this phone call, this is real factual data taken from ShowingTime in our area where we work, our backyard. This trend line, when the government opens things up, that's when the chute opens, friends. I love you. I want you to be in the race with me. I want you to be by my side. And when that chute opens, it is going to be a snotty, snarling, dirty, fast race. And it's going to go uphill really, really fast. And at the end of that sprint, whether it's 30 days, 45 days, or 60 days, it's going to drop. It just will. Because it's got to resume back to normalcy. Right now, everybody's just pent up and pissed off. Raise your hand if you're not, right? Nobody's going to raise their hand. So when that race ends, you know, whether call it August or call it September, whatever apples you've gathered into your basket, I'm telling you, that's going to be an extremely large percentage of your gross revenue for the entire year. And it's going to happen in, I definitely know it's not going to be more than 60 days. It just won't. I know it from an economic perspective and also from a from an experience perspective. So.
Yeah, well, see a second.
One of my favorite guys. You don't know Grant Cardone, even if you don't like Grant Cardone, you owe it to your real estate career to listen to or to read the 10X rule. Massive action. So I want you to imagine right now it's Empower Hour and it's August 31st. Because I'm telling you, this thing's going to be over by August 31st. What did you do the last 90 days? What did you do? This is, hey, look, I know I'm being super serious today. I'm normally the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, you know, pump me up. Today's more of the halftime locker room pep talk rather than the pregame pep talk, right? And we're behind.
I mean, we need to hear it though, because it's so
I know
true.
you need to hear it. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
It's August 31st. It's 7 p.m. You're out with your wife, your husband, your kids, your significant other, or maybe you're just out treating yourself at, and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, right? You're having that peaceful moment of inner self-talk and introspection. What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that you freaking kicked ass? Or are you telling yourself something else? Are you telling yourself that despite all odds, I made it happen? I didn't have $1,000 a month for Zillow, but you know what? I had $50 to go to the office to print a bunch of flyers, and I went door knocking. Did I take bold? Was I bold enough to stand up in front of my customer and put my hand on their shoulder and say, Jill, I really had a good time with you. It would really mean a lot to me if, can I do a little video with you? And we don't really have, you don't have to say anything about me. I'd like to just talk about our transaction, and I might put it on social media and see if other people like it too. And maybe that'll help me get more business. Would you do that for me? Who's got $90? Who's got not? You know what? I'm gonna be very anti Dave Ramsey here. Who's got $90 on a credit card? Because $90 will get you 3 Facebook ads. You go to Stephanie Hogan Miller or Zuglis or somebody else that has the sexiest listings in the office, and you go and rip those pictures off of MLS and you put those ads up on Facebook and make them your own, with permission, of course, and work those leads. Because you're going to get them. You're going to get leads from it. I have yet to put anything on my Facebook ads through command and not get leads from it. Not one time. Do you know that Gary Keller is giving away coaching? Call Robin Haynes. Robin Haynes, actually, you want to hear something funny? Robin Haynes, our productivity coach out of Chesterfield, is literally on a private Zoom call with Gary Keller right now as we speak. Top 20 productivity and bold coaches in the country. Are you getting physically and mentally healthy? This is a tough one, isn't it? That's why I put it towards the top. No gym. Alcohol sales are at an all-time high. But you got to keep your mind right? You got to set your alarm, go for a walk. Make sure, probably funny saying this coming from a single guy, but make sure that you're giving the other people in your family the time they need too. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do to be able to keep doing what you got to do, and do it when you got to do it.